I gotta say, this album has quite a bit of amazing talent to be featured on here as guest spots. We've got Per Nilsson of Scar Symmetry, we've got Andy James of Sacred Mother Tongue, and we've got Justin Hill of Skith. And I gotta say, it was very hard to find Justin Hill for some reason because there's an author with the same fucking name. I don't care about literature. I want to see metal vocals. Oh shit! Welcome to the Metal Reviews channel. I'm your host, Tom McKay. You guys ever hear of something called a metal melting pot? Well, for those who didn't know, it's not something that your mom created from being a shit cook. No. What it is... What it is a type of metal genre that's been around for quite some time, but it's a type of metal genre that features bands that cannot be placed under a specific genre. A notable example of this being Deftones. Now, some can argue that these guys aren't from the genre of nu metal, but they've been around much longer than the genre itself. They feature way too many styles from many different places outside of the metal genre itself, and Mini Maggot doesn't fucking count. But back to the topic of melting pots, there's quite a few names out there that fit into this category and don't fit into any kind of other genre. In this case, there's a band called Mutiny Within that falls into this category itself. Many people don't know where to put these guys, and I'm trying to find an answer to that question. Put them into genres like progressive metal, metalcore, and melodic death metal. Three very different genres as a whole. One is crazy complex and features a lot of experimentation. One is actually featuring the best of melody and death metal, and the other is chugging in power chords. Take it from a core fanboy, there's a fuck ton of them that do just that. Most of them sound the same, and you cannot fucking deny it. Anyways, they recently put out their latest album, Origins, the third album up to this date in their discography. This album was hyped by quite a few fans online, and features quite a few of their earlier stuff from back when they were just starting out. You know, when Chris Clancy was the Violation guy, but more angry. Have I mentioned him an asshole? So, Origins, the third album. How does it fare on its own terms? Does it succeed, or does it flop? Well, after you hit play, you're greeted with the title track that does a great job of building the album up. Now, for the listener, the ambiance played here sets the tone for this album fairly well, and Archetype of Destruction kicks into gear once Chris's vocal growls kick in. The entire album, I feel like this song actually encompasses the many genres that people put this band into. And it does a great job of putting them together and making them flow extremely well together in one single track. Justify is also an amazing metalcore track that does a great job of showing the vocal capabilities of Chris, while also getting to do a lot for Daniel Bages on drums and Bill Fors on... Wait, no, that's the wrong instrument. Daniel Bages on guitar and Bill Fors on drums. Oh, and did I mention Andrew Jacobs' bass? That's a great addition to this track. It's the cherry to your sundae, the cilantro to your pasta, the shit to your Nickelback album. Just so good. As the album goes on, the melody and death metal really start to mash together in ways that just create a lot of awesome music pieces, like Internal Dissension and Circles, that require any metalhead's attention. Forget about Suicide Silence fucking shit up. These guys are doing it right. Eddie, if you want to sing, this is how you fucking do it. The overall composition for this album is very good. There's nothing inherently wrong with any of the tracks on here, but if I had to be nitpicky about anything, we need to address the elephant in the room. Actually, not even an elephant. It's the kitten in the room. The fucking kitten in the room. The length. Holy shit, this album is short. Do you know how long this album is? 41 minutes long. Yeah, talk about not overstaying welcome, eh? Now, bear with me on this one. I do have a point here. Let me be perfectly clear first off. I don't care about length. It's true, albums can be as short as they want, or as long as they want. Fine, I'm cool with that. So, why bring up the length? Well, 41 minutes isn't really that long until you consider the ingredients in this melting pot. Remember the genres I mentioned before? Yeah, those genres are the ones that stood out to me the most when I was doing my research on this band. Which means that walking into this album, the length sure as shit threw me off. when it comes to metalcore, it's not that big of a deal. Most albums within that genre are around this length anyway, if not longer. So I'm cool with that, but it's the prog metal one that threw me off the most. Keep in mind, 41 minutes is a tiny album in this genre. Periphery's third album was about an hour long, their Juggernaut album was an hour and 15, the Contortionist Exoplanet was 50 minutes long, and don't even get me fucking started with Dream Theater. Period. And keep in mind, guys, I was walking into this album with the mindset of, I really hope this prog metal album is good. And to have the length be this short was very, very confusing, to say the least. Now, does it take away from the overall excellence of the album? No, absolutely not. But it leaves you with the sense of wanting more out of it. Maybe you could have added in a few more tracks, or, I don't know, maybe made the tracks a little longer. Either way, one of those would have definitely helped this album out with its length problem. Now, I could also go into the repetition of this album, but the overall song structure is not a big deal if they're going to be using that song structure for each track on this album. But overall, this is an album meant for any kind of metalhead throughout the entirety of the metal genre. As well, it could also work in mainstream culture as well. Now, this being because of the emphasis on melody. While I would have hoped for a longer listen, I don't regret hitting play. In fact, for everyone out there watching this, I recommend you keep your ear to the ground on these guys. They're a great bunch of people making very amazing music, and each album that they have put out so far deserves your time, even if it is a short amount of time. So that's my review of Mutiny Within's Origins. What are your thoughts on the album? What are your thoughts on the band in general? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to suggest more music for me to review in the future. Now, if you liked the video, hit the like button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the mosh pit next time. Have a good night, everyone.